You clicking on this video implies that you have a story that resonates with mine. One thing that gets me worried and stressed out is that I have a lot of interest, and over the years I've built this habit of jumping from one interest to another. Everything seems enticing and I just want to learn a lot of things at once, making it difficult for me to focus on just one thing. So if you're like me, the first thing I want you to know is that you are not the only one with this condition. And secondly, this condition can either be a problem or an advantage depending on its root cause. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you the reasons behind having so many interests. So you should definitely stick with this video till the end. I'm not here to tell you to drop all of your interests or curiosities and focus on just one thing. Neither am I here to tell you to explore all of your interests and do whatever comes to your mind. But I'll be acting as a doctor with the intent of diagnosing the root cause of your problem. So for my research, I found out 3 root causes of having so many interests. And without further ado, let's get into them. Now, my first diagnosis is that you might have what is called the shiny object syndrome. Now, don't you worry too much. This is not actually a real medical syndrome. It is a name given to a condition that is experienced by most creative people. Shiny object syndrome is a condition in which you are constantly drawn to new ideas, plans, trends, or tools, and you are tempted to do away with your present or important tasks and projects. Now, the thing about shiny object syndrome is that you always think you've seen the best opportunity or you found a gold chest that has solutions to all of your problems. But the truth is that these things are mostly distractions. You know you have the shiny object syndrome if you've noticed the following patterns in your life. You never get things done because you are always chasing after something new rather than completing your current plans or projects. You've enrolled for over 10 online courses within the past few weeks because you believe that they are the new big thing. You have so many apps, tools, or gadgets that you don't actually make use of. You have a lot of unfinished projects because you're always starting new goals, but you never see them through to the end. If you find yourself in this category, you don't have to worry too much because I have some solutions for you. Firstly, you need to understand that new doesn't always mean better. The latest trends, the new plans, that new idea, the latest gadgets doesn't always mean the new big things. There are a lot of new startups, new tools, and a lot of things out there that actually perform the same tasks as their predecessors. So you have to understand this. Now, the next thing is to ask yourself the following questions. How is this tool relevant to my work? Does this new skill add any value to my dreams? Do I have enough time or resources to spend on this new idea? How does this new tool or idea correlate with my work? Do I have any other tool that actually performs similar functions? Asking these questions actually gives you a better understanding of this new tool or idea and shows you if it is fit for your work or not. The next thing you should do is to prioritize these new ideas or tools and weigh them on a scale of importance and urgency. I actually made a video about this last week and you guys should definitely check it out. I'll be leaving the link in the description box down below. The reason why you should prioritize them is because it will enable you to differentiate between shiny objects and real opportunities, because obviously not every new tool or new skill out there are shiny objects. There are some that are actually required for the growth of your work or anything you find yourself doing. My second diagnosis is that you might be experiencing what is called the paradox of choice. The paradox of choice is a theory with the proposition that too many options limit one's choices. And this theory was promoted by the psychologist and writer Barry Schwartz. And he actually wrote a book about this titled The Paradox of Choice, Why More is Less. In his TED Talk in 2005, Barry pointed out the negative effects of having an abundance of options. In the world we now live in, we have this belief system that having a lot of options to choose from breeds more freedom, and more freedom means greater happiness. But according to Barry, this is actually wrong. He maintained that having so many options actually breeds anxiety and places upon us the burden of decision making, which in turn leads to what is called the analysis paralysis. The analysis paralysis is a state of over-analyzing or overthinking a situation, thereby prolonging the time spent on decision making and planning. You know you are experiencing the paradox of choice if you've noticed the following patterns in your life. You find a lot of things interesting, but you have difficulty deciding which one to start with or to focus on. You are never satisfied with your job, skills, or tools, but you find others attractive. You get overwhelmed with a lot of choices or decisions you definitely have to make sooner or later. Now, if you find yourself in this category, you don't have to worry too much because I have a solution for you, and I call this the Right 25 Choose 5 idea. Now, what is this idea all about? Create a list of 25 things you have interest in and you actually want to start doing. Now, choose 5 that are of top priorities to you and are actually your favorites. Cross out the remaining 20 and then start work immediately on the 5 you've chosen. It's as simple as that. Now, I've been attributing having a lot of interest as a problem. But what if I tell you that having a lot of interest is not necessarily always a problem, but it is also an advantage? Yes, there are a lot of people out there who have a lot of potentials and love exploring a variety of fields. And there's a name for this kind of people. They are called multipotentialites. Yes, this is actually a real word, and it was formed by the writer and blogger Emilie Wapnick. In a TED Talk in 2015, Emilie shared 3 superpowers of multipotentialites, which are idea synthesis, adaptability, and rapid learning. Due to their vast knowledge gotten from experiencing and exploring various fields, multipotentialites have this ability of combining knowledge gotten from 2 or more fields and creating something new. You know you are a multipotentialite when you find the following patterns in your life. You find a career or a field very interesting, you dive into it and give it all you got, but then when you come to know the ins and outs of this field, you get bored and then you move on to the next thing. Now, this can be very relieving to a lot of you. Now, if you just discovered that you're a multipotentialite, you should definitely check out Emilie's TED Talk. I'll be leaving the link to her TED Talk in the description box down below. So now that you know the root cause of these many interests that you have, I'm sure that you feel less guilty now and you found better ways to approach them. So if this video has been very helpful to you, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications in order to be aware when next I upload new videos. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.